Hi darlings, and welcome back to my makeup garden. It's Liz. So today we're going to be talking about the ItsBel Cosmetics Pixie Grove palette here. So this little pretty, oh, the colors, they're so good. There are 12 pans here. This is actually a light blue, and I don't know why it's not showing up on camera, but there. I don't know why that color is not showing up on camera. But there are 6 shimmers and 6 matte, and this retails for $40, but you can use codes on this, just FYI. And oh, just look how pretty it is. Let me go ahead and insert some swatches here. Swatching, and we're back. So if you want to see how I made this stunning look on my eyes and to others, then please keep watching. So if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into creating some looks. Hi darling, so for the first look using the ItsBel Cosmetics Pixie Grove palette, I think I'm going to go into this shade here. It's called Fairy Wings, and I'm going to go ahead and place that in my transition here. It's a very pretty light blue color. Let's see how it does without a primer. Because if you're new here, hi, I'm Liz, and I don't like putting a primer on the first time I use a palette, or generally speaking, at all. All right, let's see. See how this color builds up. In the pan, it's very much like a light turquoisey blue, like light sky blue. It's really pretty. It's like, it reminds me of the Caribbean, honestly. Okay. So far that is going on kind of sheer, which is nice for the transition, but if you want like that pigmented blue, then you may have to use a primer for this to build that color up. But so far it's not doing bad. Let's see. All right. Lovely. And let me go ahead and put that on the other side as well. Okay, I think that has built up well enough. Now it doesn't seem like there's any kick up in the pan, so that's cool. On the eyes, it's pretty even, and it seems like it's kind of a white based turquoisey blue. So just so you know, this may actually be one of those shades that shows up really well with the primer, because it has like that white base on it, so it makes the blue pop. So okay, very nice. So we're gonna go into, it's pretty even, I think. And if it's not, we can clean it up later. All right, so we're gonna go into this shade here. And I think I'm gonna go into Green Cabin, which is this really nice, like blue leaning foresty green color. I'm seeing a lot of color stories with like a similar type pen, and there is a little bit of kick up in the pan with that one. So I'm seeing a lot of this kind of a color story right now, which is these greens. Oh, that's really pretty green. Just gonna tap that on into the crease and into the outer V and work it around. And then on the eye, that is more green, like foresty green, like evergreen, than it is blue, which is nice. Let's work that into the crease. All right. I'm gonna bring that all the way to my inner corner just to create some dimension, but I don't want it to overwhelm because we're not doing a spotlight eye today. Sorry if my voice sounds a little scratchy, but that's just kind of the way of it today. Now, there is just a tiny bit of fallout with that shade, but it's really not anything significant. We'll try to brush that away with a big brush. I'm just using light pressure to blend this green in. I don't want to take away too much of the turquoise, but I do want that to be blended. Most of my brushes need to be washed, so I didn't plan this very well. All right. Okay, we're gonna go back into that first brush, and we're just gonna blend this edge with that turquoise brush. And a little bit more of that shade Fairy Wings. Yeah, that's good. All right. And now we'll do the other side. And I went a little too ham on this side, so I'm gonna deepen up this side a little bit. But first, I'm gonna grab, again, the same thing and just blend. Okay, so I think we're pretty even by now. So I'm thinking for the lid shade, I wanna go into this shade here, which is called Pixie Dust. And you can't really see it in the pan, but it actually has kind of a purple shift to it. So that's what I wanna put all over my lid. Now I'm gonna try it without a primer and see how it does. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? It's like magic. I don't think the camera is fully capturing just how really pretty that actually is. It's got this really beautiful purple shift. And this is very much a smooth shimmer. So while it does have texture, it's not grainy at all. It's really smooth feeling. Ooh, I like that. That is really very pretty. Oh my gosh, just so pretty. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's put the other eye on. Wow, that just looks so ethereal. Let me see if I can capture that on camera because it just really is so pretty. So this palette does have a mirror. Can you see in the mirror just how like purpley and sparkly that is? Wow, I'm impressed by that. It's actually really cute. Okay, so let's go into, we're gonna need an inner corner shade, and I'm kind of thinking that we could use this shade here, which is called Mallow Fruit, on my inner corner and see if that's gonna be a good like fit. So let me go ahead and grab a brush. Okay, so we're gonna go into this one here, Mallow Fruit, with my Blend Bunny B2 brush. I'm just gonna apply this right here and let's see how this does. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I wish there was a little bit lighter of a matte shade in here that could be used for the inner corner. That's just something that's my preference. It's not something that's like necessary. This is only a 12 pan palette, so. But this shade, that'll do. That'll do. Look how they play off each other. That's really pretty. I'm digging this. If the light's changing, it's because it's clouds, no clouds. It's kind of like that kind of a day. So pretty. Without a primer too, that's just it on its own. That's lovely. I have Amelia in this inner corner, so shadow is depositing just a little bit heavier on that side. So if you notice a slight difference, that's actually why. It's because I have Amelia there right now. Okay, so let's go into what shade should we put on my lower lash line? I'm kind of thinking that this, let's see, we could stick to all greens or we could go the pinker. I think the pink would actually be really pretty. It's kind of like it's not peachy, but it is like an orange pink. See what I mean? It's like kind of an orange pink. I think this is actually going to be really pretty with this. Yeah, it is really pretty with it. It's because orange and green are the opposites on the color wheel. I'm trying to remember. Orange and pink are complementary. I think it's blue and oranges that are separate, like opposites on the color wheel. So, or are they complement? My color theory is failing me right now. As soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna have to go Google it. Pull back up the color wheel. Now I do have a little bit of fallout from that green shade here. It is not too bad. See if I can just wipe it away with a puff. Sometimes I get lucky. It's okay, I think. I think it's just gonna dissolve into the mix, so, and not be too disruptive. All right. So pretty. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. Now I do almost feel like a little bit of lightness is needed on this lower inner corner, so maybe we should put a color there, Let's see what we have in here. Okay, I like that a lot. Okay, so let's go in. I do kind of want to add just a little pop of brightness like right here. So let's go into, I could go the orange route, but I don't think I want to do that. Oh, there's a shade called Swamp Water here. Oh, kind of a harder pressed shimmer, but very pretty. Would that go with this look? Should we do it anyway, or should we go? Let's go the lighter route, and then we'll use that one in the next look. So let's go the shade here called Isabella, and let's see what that looks like on the finger. Now, as I'm doing this look, I have not swatched this, but oh, that's really pretty. Let's do that. Okay. Lovely. I'm just using that same brush that I used for that inner corner, and I'm just going to use right here on like this lower inner spot there, just to add a little bit of lightness. That shade's a little bit flakier without being like wet or anything. So I think this is actually intended to be like kind of a topper shade. Just judging by the flaky kind of texture, but that is ethereal AF. So let's go ahead and do some lashes and some liner, and then I will be right back with the completed look. All right, darlings, and we're back. So this is the completed look. Using the Pixie Grove palette by ItsBel Cosmetics. So my lash pieces are not quite dry yet, and they keep wanting to stick. I'm like, so anyway, so this is a completed look. I think it came out really beautifully. So what I ended up doing after the cameras were off is I ended up adding a little bit of this swampy green shade here. This one is called Pixie Pears, and I added it to my waterline there. And then I also put on some black eyeliner on my tight line, and I put some of these little Lankets, like lash pieces from Amazon. These here, I just put a few pieces of those on the outside edge in the 12mm size, and yeah, that is the completed look. I think it came out really beautiful. I feel ethereal AF. So I keep saying AF, but it's as fuck. This is a grown-up channel, and we can say naughty words here. But yes, so I think it's beautiful. Let's go ahead and we used 6 out of the 12 shades, or is it 7? 7 out of the 12 shades in this look. I just think it came out really, really beautiful. I love that. But let's move on to the next look. All right, darling. So for this next look, using the ItsBel Pixie Grove palette, I really want to lean into these like warm colors here. So I think I'm going to start by using Trickery in my crease area. That's like in my transition. So I'm just going to use this Glam Light Michaela brush here and go into Trickery. And let's place this in my transition. I really love how the first look wore. It wore beautifully. There was no creasing with any of those shimmers. It really just wore beautifully. I will say, like Pixie Dust, this one, it did have a little bit of fallout by the end of the day, but overall, it wore beautifully. And I didn't use, excuse me, I didn't use an eye primer with that first look, like a glitter primer. And I was like really, it stayed vibrant all day. It was really beautiful. Even without a primer, look at that orange. Oh, God, I love orange. I do. I love orange on me. So pretty. All right, so let me do the other side. I'm really happy with how opaque that is, actually. I wasn't sure about it because sometimes oranges can be like, they're either like really good or they're kind of patchy, you know? But this went on beautifully. I am very happy with how that went on. Okay. So I think for this next color, sorry, I'm trying to dry my brush off all the way. I washed my brushes, but I have poor timing. So they're not quite dry, but they're close enough. Okay, so I think I'm going to blend that out with brushwood here, which is that peachy orange that I used on my lower lash line in the first look. So I'm just going to take some of that. Is there? Yep. Okay, good. I was just double checking the shade. All right, let's see. I'm just using this. I'm not going to be able to use that brush. That brush is too damp. It's a recipe for disaster. Let me change brushes. Levi absconded with my color switch, and I don't know where it is. All right, so I'm using this Blend Bunny brush. And I'm just going to go in with that shade Brushwood. And I'm just going to soften that line and just do some blending. So right away, those two blended really, really nicely. Just soften up that edge a little bit. There may remain like a little bit of a harsh spot there. That is actually not the shadow's fault. That's because my brush was a little bit damp. So that's entirely on me and not on my actual brush, or not on the actual shadow. We now have that blended out. I think that blend looks really nice. So awesome possum. Okay, so I'm gonna go into this shade here, Woodlot, which is that burgundy color. And I'm gonna use this Blend Bunny Before. A little bit of kickback in the pan, but nothing too bad. Let me load up my brush. This is one of those, so there's a little bit of fallout with that shade right away. I may actually change brushes because I think this brush might be just a little bit too focused for it. So I'm gonna try using the brush, this one, the B5. And we'll see if that works any better. Just something, yeah, a little bit fluffier. For whatever reason, it didn't like the density of this brush. It just didn't want to go. So it's pigmented, but it's not the most pigmented, which means that you can apply it in sheer layers. Or more sheer layers, but there is fallout with this shade. Yeah. Just working that down because I like a little bit of dimension. Okay, so you can see there's a decent amount of fallout there. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side now. All right, I think that looks really nice sans the fallout, but we'll clean that up in a little bit. So that applied really nicely. It's pigmented enough that you can get the color on your eyes and you have a good look, but it's not so pigmented that it's hard to blend. So that's working in its favor. So that one's a little bit more sheer, but it does have more fallout. And honestly, a darker shade like that almost always has fallout like that. So I'm not too mad at it. Okay, so I think for this one, we're going to go into the shade Enchanted here. And I'm just going to place it on this outer third of my eye here. So by now you've seen the swatches, but I have actually not seen the swatches at this point. So, because I haven't done them yet. I'm just going to tap that over. I do like to use my finger for shimmers. That is my preferred way of applying them. So just FYI, if you're new here, hi. But that's my favorite way of applying shimmers. I just feel like, excuse me, some people may not realize this, but like the denser the brush that you use, the more product it will pick up and not absorb. So you get the most color payout when you are using your finger because it's as dense as it can be, you know? And I actually just like doing that because I want all the colors all over my eyelids. Okay. I just like to tap mine just above the crease because I have these creases here. Okay. So that's like the outer third. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I think, and go into this shade here, which is called Early Morning. And I really hope this is as vibrant as it is in the pan. But let's find out. I'm beyond excited. Look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm going to place that in the center of my lid. I love a light golden, orange color. Oh my God. It's so yummy. Oh my gosh. Now, I did make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. We haven't done our lower lash line or anything. And oh my, just look how pretty that is. That is, I'm so excited. I am just going to clean up because I have a little bit too much up here. Just going to add, using whatever's left over on this brush, just to kind of smooth it, take the edge off that shimmer just a little bit up there. Okay, so I think for this inner part here, oh my God, that's so pretty. All right, let me do the other eye, hold on, before I forget. So for this inner corner like area here, I'm kind of thinking that I want, is it this one? Yeah, kind of think I want to use this shade. This is Isabella. So I'm going to take Isabella and I'm just going to apply it right here on the inner part, like that first third of the eye. Oh, and that just blends in really nicely to that center shade, which is called Early Morning. Wow. She pretty. God, these shimmers are gorgeous. Wow. That is the star of the show. Oh my gosh. Really, really pretty. So I am going to go back into the shade Woodlot here. And I just want to add a little bit of that dimension that I lost on the inner corner because these shimmers are like opaque and just really beautiful. Just want to add a little bit of that back in just to try to give it a little bit of its dimension back. Yeah, just a little bit of something. See, it just gets a little bit of that dimension. But man, oh man, is that pretty. All right, so let me clean up that little bit of fallout that's on my like under eye here. And I will be right back and we will finish up this look. All right, so I went ahead and did my face, the rest of my face, and I also put some Benefit Fan Fest mascara on and some of this Bun Bunny cream gel liner on my tight line up there. I'm really loving how this is coming out so far. I do think I want to add a little something to my lower lash line, so let's take a look and see what our options are. So I was kind of thinking this grungy moment would be really nice. So let's do that. This one is called Pixie Pears. We're just gonna add this to our lower lash line. This brush is also not as dry as I would like. So back to the drawing board. We're gonna grab this Benefit B1 and I'm gonna use that. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this. Yep, very nice. Very nice. Something about this look makes me think of football. And is it Texas A&M that has these similar colors? Oh, it's gonna bother me. I'm gonna have to look it up. All right. That looks really pretty on the lower lash line. Oh, I love that. I'm just lower lash line. I don't like to bring it too far down. I feel like it kind of closes my face off when I do that. I just kind of like to keep it a little more subtle on the lower lash line, which doesn't always translate to camera, but in real life it looks very pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay, so I think, want to, let me brush off. My mascara is getting older and it flaked a little bit when I ran it. My brush on my lower lash line. Okay, so I do think I want to put some kind of brown liner on my lower lash line. So I will be right back and then we will see the final look. And this is the final look. I am obsessed. I think it came out so beautifully. These colors, they play really, really nicely together. Man, I'm so impressed by this palette already. So here's a completed look. All right, well, on to the next one. All right, loves, so for this look using the Pixie Grove palette, I really want to dig into these greens here. Thinking I want to primarily do like a green look, so let's get into it. I'm gonna take my Glam Light brush here. This is the fluffy one, and I'm gonna use this shade, which is called Pixie Pears. And I'm just gonna apply that all over my transition and blend it out as is. So at this point, I've used like every shade in this palette at least once, with I think the exception of the similar type shimmer there, Swamp Water. So really want to make sure I get to use that on the lid. Wow, this is just blending beautifully. Very nice. I really like that. Oh, all right. I think that applied seamlessly. Oh, I love it when a green comes together. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Take a little off the edge there. All right. I like that a lot. Okay. So, oh, I guess I could turn on my mirror over here. Okay. So I'm going to go into, I think I want to put the shade Swamp Water all over the lid. And then we'll add things. I just really want to get my fingers. Oh, yes. Wow. That is really very pretty. It's one of those like olivey type golds. And it's not a shifty shade, but it kind of has like this gold reflect to it. Like a gold particle shimmer in there. I don't know, it's really pretty. Oh, this is very nice. I like a lot. I think maybe we'll just keep this look kind of simple. Honestly, it's because I'm really pleased with this shade of green. So that is very pretty. I dig that. I dig that. I kind of feel like I should deepen the outer corner a little bit. And this might ruin the look, but I kind of want to use this shade here. Woodlot, which is like this kind of burgundy, purpley type shade. I kind of think that how it applies pigment might be good for this. So let me I'm just going to grab this fluffy brush here. This is a B5, I think, from Blend Bunny. And I'm going to use that and just very lightly apply a little bit to this outer corner. I think that there's enough like purpley brown in this shade just to kind of add some depth without taking away from the green. See what I mean? Just a little bit, not too much. See? I think that just kind of adds just a little something. I'm going to just go into that first brush that has the shade Pixie Pears on it, and then just go back over that edge just to kind of layer up and make the green the focus. So I'm thinking for this like look, I think we should stick to like a light inner corner for this. So I'm going to go into Isabella here because it has like these nice like gold reflex in it, which the camera is kind of drowning out for whatever reason. But we're going to go into Isabella and we're going to apply that as the inner corner shade, and then we'll figure out what we want to do on the lower lash line. I kind of want to keep things simple and just, oh, look how transformative that is. So when you apply it around different colors, it kind of takes on a little bit of that. So for instance, like around these greens, it kind of takes on like that gold green. Oh, that shade is so good. It's really, really nice. I like this a lot. Holy cannoli. All right, so let's talk about lower lash line. So I want the focus to be the green, but I'm kind of thinking I really enjoyed this shade on the lower lash line, but I kind of want to stick in the greens area. So I'm going to put this shade, I think. This one is Green Cabin. I'm just going to take like this style brush. It's just a tapered Blend Bunny brush. This one is the B1. And grab a little bit of Green Cabin, and let's just see how that is on the lower lash line. So and just sweep it up just a little bit. Like I said, I don't want it to be like overpowering. I just want it to be like a little bit of something there. Okay, let me go ahead and put some liner on and some mascara, and then I will be right back. All right, darling, so here is the completed look using ItsBel Pixie Grove. So let's talk about what I did. So I put some black gel liner, this one's by Blend Bunny, on my tight line up there. And then I also used my Benefit Fan Fest mascara, which is the same I've used for all of these looks. I love this. I have a brown eyeliner in my lower lash line there, my waterline. And then I did add a little pop right here of that pink, just to kind of, I think it creates some balance. And that's in the shade Enchanted here. So, so pretty. Man, so pretty. I love how this came out. I'm feeling swampy. I don't have any other makeup on my face except for a little bit of color corrector and one of the Blend Bunny lip oils. This one, which is getting low. But darlings, what do you think? Do you like it? Oh, I really like how it came out. Really like how it came out. So, final, let's see. Let me give you that little close up there of the look so that you have it, because, you know, who doesn't like to have, anyway, words are hard. So let's talk about this palette, okay? Because I've used every shade in this palette doing these looks. Actually, I had used every shade by the second look. So let's talk about this. I really, really like this. I really like this. So far, everything has performed beautifully. Like, so beautiful. I will say on like these kind of shimmers that have the larger particles in them, there's a little bit of fallout, so use a glitter primer. But if you don't use a glitter primer, it does not affect the performance of the shadow on the lid. Like, they are so beautiful even without a primer. Like, this is without a primer. Look how luminous it is and how vibrant. Like, the opacity is really good on this. A couple of these shades, these two, the darker colors had a little bit of fallout. This more so than this. But the performance of them, they've just been really beautiful. It's worth every penny. I think it's worth every penny. So tell me in the comments what look is your favorite, 1, 2, or 3. And then, did you get this palette? It's $40. It's worth every penny. Use a code. I'll try to find one and put it in the comments below, because I'm not affiliated. I don't have one. So, but I think it's just really beautiful. God, it's beautiful. I feel like a swampy goddess right now. Like, oh, I love it. So anyway, I love your faces. Thank you for being here. And if you made it this far, leave me some kind of pixie emoji. Like, I know there's a little like fairy emoji. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. And yeah, I love your faces. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.